Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I am so glad to be with you this morning. My name is Carol White, and this is this week's episode of When Life Needs a Detox, My Life with Multiple Sclerosis. Well, I'm about 5 or 6 minutes late. There will be no references this morning because it's just basically me being honest with you this morning. Um, our topic for the morning is a reality for MS fighters. We fall down and eventually get up. Now, on November 29th, 2021, I had a very bad fall in my basement. I injured the left side of my rib cage, left breast, and my left arm. I eventually had to go to the emergency room on December 3rd when I was having such excruciating pain in my chest with every step that I took. And I couldn't laugh, talk, cough, or sneeze without wincing or gasping for air. Now, thankfully, I didn't break any bones. And I was sent home with what now passes as acute pain relief. Okay, I got a side note here. I am offended by ER personnel that waste my time and the paper writing a prescription for some stuff that I can get from the Dollar Tree. There are some injuries, like it or not, that require more than Tylenol or ibuprofen. I'm just saying. That really offended me. Now, in a post that I made on Facebook on December 4th, asking for healing prayers, I was transparent as to the details of the incident. I made a promise to myself that I was going to be more open concerning my journey with MS, and I was determined to keep my word. I gave the following description of the incident. Hey, Facebook family. I made a promise to be more transparent with you all about my journey, so here goes nothing. My fall was a combination of circumstances. I lifted a storage tote and shifted left. I saw something under the tote that caught my eye, but my upper body was still going left. When I looked left to try to figure out why I was still moving, that weight and additional motion gave my body the momentum to not only continue going left, but down. I dropped the tote, but I was already in free fall. I saw my husband's office chair and I made a grab for it. Office chairs are on wheels. So now I'm not only falling down, I'm rolling down. Well, I let go of the chair in order to minimize my damage. But unfortunately, I landed on this 5-gallon tub of old paint that my husband was using to stabilize his chair. I hit the left side of my rib cage, left breast, left arm. Once my friends and followers read this, there were exclamations of shock and disbelief, along with the admonishment that I need not do so much. Duly noted. Thank you, family. Now, a good friend of mine, Larry McCune, made the following statement. First, I'm so sorry for your pain and suffering. But damn, what a vivid description of the event. What a great writer you are. Our prayers and well wishes to you and family. Happy holidays. Now, after I stopped beaming from the compliment to my writing skills, because you know I had to sit there and bask in that for just a minute, I had to think about what he said. And I realized a couple of things. Being a police officer, Authorizing reports on a daily, if not hourly basis, made me very detail oriented in my reporting, and it carries over into my writing. I also realized that as an MS fighter, falls become part of the bargain. They do. We become detailed in our fall descriptions because, number one, we have to be concise in our explanations to our doctors and our physical therapists. And two, remembering the details of the fall helps us plan to avoid falls and or learning how to fall safely. That's right. MS fighters have to plan how to fall safely. We try as much as we can to rearrange our homes so that we can regain a feeling of security and safety. But given our imbalance issues, spasms, vertigo, numbness, and seizures, falling is an inevitable part of our existence for which we must plan. Let me give you an example. In my living room, there is a glass corner curio. Carl and I keep our wedding mementos in that. A few feet from it is the love seat and a sofa table that holds all of our photos. I have fallen a couple of times in this area, and each time my greatest fear is either flying into the glass curio or hitting my head on the edge of the sofa table. So I've had to develop this twist, curl, contract kind of movement when I fall in that area, because the reality is that these items aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I don't have the option of panicking when I fall. I have to be aware of everything that happens in that domain, in that location. Now, the other aspect of an MS fighter falling is getting up. Sounds simple for the average normal person. Let me tell you something. For an MS fighter, this is not as easy as it sounds. For me, there's a level of frustration, stress, and panic that sets in after the fall because I'm afraid that I may have injured myself to the point that I may have to go to the hospital. There's also panic that sets in if I'm alone. If my husband's at home, I can at least yell for him, provided he's actually in the home. If he's in the garage, I'm still alone, if you know what I mean. Now, this time, for this particular fall that I've just had, my issue was that, number one, I was alone. Number two, I had a multiple author book launch at 6 o'clock that day on November 29th. And y'all, I fell at 5:15. I still had to get dressed and do makeup. So as I lay there on the floor, assessing my situation and realizing that nothing is broken and I haven't hit my head, I now have to get myself off the ground. But I have drop foot, and my MS affects my right side. So now I can't untangle my legs. I panic. Then I realize that I have to calm myself in order to accomplish my goal of getting off the floor. So I lay there and I do a couple of deep breathing exercises so I can calm myself down. Now that I'm calm, I can untangle my legs and sit up. Now, I tried my best to get up, but my muscles wouldn't cooperate, and I stressed out again. So now I just have to sit and calm myself down. I made the determination that in order to get myself up, I'm going to have to break down my objective into smaller goals. I need to, from a sitting position, get myself on my knees with minimal pain in my knees. I have to get leverage on the strong side of my body. I have to try to position this right foot, the one with the drop foot, so as to push up from the floor. I have to have a sturdy and stationary support to hold on to. I have to continue that movement, straighten myself up, reassess my damage while I'm standing, and then continue with my plans carefully. I also have aids that are strategically placed around my home for additional assistance. I've purchased several yoga balance foam boards, and I have them in almost every room of my home so that if I fall, I can get to the foam situated under my knees so there's minimal pain, as opposed to when I'm on a hardwood floor kneeling trying to get up, and now I have pain shooting up my thighs. A lot goes on. Now, should these aids not be available to me, I use what is structurally sound and appropriate for the task, and I accomplish my goal. Eventually, I get up. Yes, my MS fighters, we are inevitably going to fall. We are. What we need to make part of our arsenal is a concise assessment of our surroundings, a calm and cool head, rational thinking, and strategic planning for getting back on our feet. Well, babies, that's all I have for today. We as MS fighters are going to come up against a whole lot of things. We're going to fall, especially those of us that are afflicted with drop foot and we haven't yet gotten it completely under control. We're going to fall. We're going to have balance issues. We're going to vertigo, spasms, seizures. Something's going to affect us and we're going to fall. If we plan for the fall, we can always get back up. And like I said, that is all I have for today. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in and listening to me and spending time with me this morning. My name is Carol White, and I am your host for When Life Needs a Detox, My Life with Multiple Sclerosis. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I'm going to see you next week. Bye-bye now.